All right, let's be real for a second. Do you ever feel like you're just throwing content out there, just hoping something, anything will stick? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. But today, we're going to change all that. We are moving away from guesswork and into a proven formula that builds real, actual confidence. So let's dive in. So this number, 5%, this is the reality for most creators. It's the chance of actually finding real success online. That's basically like playing the lottery, knowing that 95% of the tickets are losers. It's a really tough game to play. But what if I told you there's a way to rig that game completely in your favor? I mean, just imagine it. What if you could stop flipping that coin every time you post? What if you could create content knowing, with almost certainty, that it's going to work? That's what we're talking about today. We're building a system that gives you that unbreakable confidence. So how do we actually build this kind of confidence? Well, it's not about being the most creative person or just getting lucky. Nope. It's about having a system. Think of it like baking a cake, right? If you follow the recipe, you know you're gonna get a delicious cake. The exact same principle applies here. And just look at the difference in energy here. On the left, you've got guessing. That's the frustration zone. It's where you feel inconsistent, and honestly, it's just exhausting. But on the right, that's knowing. That's where you're riding a wave of momentum, all because you have a system you can count on. And this right here, this is the entire goal, to get so dialed in that success stops being a lucky accident and becomes a predictable outcome. That is where real, unshakable confidence comes from. Okay, so I don't want you to think this is all just theory. I've lived this, so I'm going to pull back the curtain on one of my own TikTok accounts and show you the exact post, the one video that completely changed the game for me. I mean, just look at these numbers. It's insane. 1.7 million views from a single TikTok. That wasn't just a viral video. It was the video that built the entire account. Seriously, this one post brought in most of my followers, most of my likes. It's proof that one right move can change everything. So you're probably asking, okay, how'd you do it? Well, it was a 3-part plan. First, I broke the story down into parts like a mini-series to keep people coming back. Second, I went into absolute beast mode and posted a new part every 45 minutes for 2 straight days. Yeah, I didn't sleep. And third, when one part took off, I studied it like a hawk to figure out why. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. I tried to do the exact same thing again. Same format, same style, another horror story. And the result? A total flop. We're talking 4,500 views. This is the ultimate proof that it's not about one single trick. It's about the whole system and knowing exactly what your audience wants from you. And this brings us to a huge concept I call audience conditioning. See, my audience got used to one thing: animated horror stories. So when I tried to switch it up and post about affiliate marketing, they were just confused. Imagine your favorite pizza place suddenly only selling sushi. You'd be like, what's going on? That's what I did to my audience, and my reach just tanked. Okay, enough about my experiments. Let's look at how these rules apply to someone who is an absolute master at this stuff. We're going to put a top marketer, Beverly Samuel, under the microscope and really deconstruct what makes her Instagram page so successful. Right off the bat, her profile is just a masterclass. But the most powerful part, look at this line: 6 figures from my phone. Boom. In just 5 words, she tells you what she does and what you could do too. That is crystal clear, benefit-driven positioning. It's perfect. Now, check out this hook from one of her best videos. Just $50 an hour. It's pure genius because it's not a crazy, unbelievable number. It's relatable. It feels achievable. And that makes you stop scrolling and think, wait a minute, I could do that. It's the perfect bait. And what's the payoff for that perfectly relatable hook? Bam, 17,000 likes. That is the power of understanding the psychology of your audience. A simple, believable promise leads to a massive result. And that's a formula you can absolutely use. This chart tells the whole story. Remember that audience conditioning thing? This is it in action. Look, when she posts about side hustles, the engagement is through the roof. But when she posts general motivational stuff, Crickets. Her audience has been trained to want one specific thing from her. So let's just break down the psychology really quick. Putting text at the top of the screen grabs attention immediately. Framing income as an hourly rate feels way more real than a big weekly number. And here's a huge tip. Don't call people out. Instead of saying, but you keep scrolling, empower them. It's a small shift in tone that makes a world of difference. Okay, we have analyzed the data, we've looked at the pros. Now, it is your turn to take action. I have a challenge for you, something you can start literally right now, and I promise it's going to change how you think about creating content forever. So, here is your mission. I want you to go on Instagram and find 3 of your top competitors. You're going to become a content detective, analyze their winning posts. What hooks are they using? What formats? What styles? And then you're going to steal their secrets like an artist. Now, this is the key. You're not just trying to be a copycat here. Your job is to find that perfect sweet spot between what's proven to work in your niche and what you are actually comfortable creating over and over again. Because if you hate doing it, you're going to burn out. That's the secret to sustainability. So let this be your new mantra. Study what's already working. See the patterns. Then pick a style that you can repeat. That is how you stop gambling with that 5% chance and start creating with near 100% confidence. So, I'm going to leave you with this question. After you do your research, what is the #1 pattern you see that you can start testing today? Is it a new hook, a different video style? Whatever it is, I want you to go find it and try it. That's how you'll discover your own winning formula.
They keep telling you, stay motivated. Watch this. Listen to that. Get inspired. But what happens when the video ends? When the music fades? When nobody's clapping, watching, or waiting for you to win? What moves you then? I used to run on borrowed energy, quotes, speeches, people hyping me. Felt unstoppable for a moment, then I'd crash, like it was never in me. That's the problem with external fuel. It burn quick, don't last, don't rule. You dependent on a source outside, so when it disappears, so do you. I was chasing feelings, not building fire, waiting to feel ready instead of climbing higher. But readiness ain't a mood you catch, it's a discipline you wire. So I had to ask myself something different. If nobody ever told me keep going, would I answer that honestly? I realize purpose don't scream, it whispers. It ain't in the crowd, it's found in the mirror. It ain't in applause or validation checks. It's in what you do when there's nothing to flex. Motivation temporary, purpose permanent. One phase away, the other's inherent. You don't wake up feeling it every day, but purpose don't care how you feel anyway. It moves through you even when you're tired, even when life feel misaligned and wired. It's that quiet push you can't explain. I say do it again through the doubt and pain. So I stopped asking how do I feel and started asking what's real, what's mine to build, what's mine to create. That's when I found something stronger than fate. I don't need a reason. I am the reason. I am the reason. I don't need the feeling. I don't need the feeling. I move with meaning. No more waiting. No more waiting. No more chasing. No more chasing. Internal driver. That's what's leading. Yeah. Now I move like it's already decided. No hesitation, no need to be guided. I built a system inside of my soul that don't break down when I'm losing control. External noise don't shake my direction. I learned to operate without the connection. Not disconnected but self-sustained. Energy internal, never drained. I don't need hype, I don't need cheers. I done built this through blood, sweat, tears. Every rep carved into my frame. Now discipline calling me by name. This is what it looked like when purpose drive. You ain't just working, you feel alive. Even in struggle there's something deeper. You not just moving, you moving with meaning. Listen close. purpose don't shout, it pulls. It don't beg, it demands, and once you feel it, you can't go back. There's gonna be days you don't feel like it. Do it anyway. There's gonna be days you question everything. Keep going anyway. Because the ones who make it ain't the most motivated. They the most committed. To something deeper than motivation. That's what's leading. When the world go quiet, when the noise disappear, when nobody's watching, that's when you find out if you really got it, or if you was just borrowing it.
The myth of the safe path. You ever notice how everybody tells you to play it safe? Go to college, pick the right major, get the stable job. But what if I told you even that world is falling apart? Because right now, college students across the country are scrambling not for success, but for survival in a future nobody can predict. 70% of students fear AI will take their jobs before they even graduate. Not just business majors. Not just tech majors, everybody. One student switched from business analytics because the skills she was learning, coding, statistics, can now be automated by AI. Another is thinking about abandoning data science entirely because she's not sure the job market will even exist by the time she finishes school. Current page. And here's the wild part. Even the experts, advisors, professors, university leaders, admit they don't know what jobs will be safe in 10, 20, or 30 years. Imagine that. You're paying thousands of dollars for people who can't even tell you if your major will matter. So if you've been scared to start your entrepreneurial journey, if you've been waiting for the right time, if you've been clinging to the idea of job security, look around. Students are switching majors out of fear. Workers are getting replaced by technology they didn't see coming, and the safe path everyone told you to follow? It's disappearing. But here's the truth. The only path that's actually safe is the one you build yourself. Your skills, your creativity, your hustle, your ability to adapt, that's the real AI-proof major. If you've been waiting for a sign to start your business, to bet on yourself, to stop hesitating, this is it.
I give you food for action, don't choke on the truth. This lesson I prepare was made just for you. Feast up, I'll keep serving till the pot run dry. Got enough cooking to feed the whole country, no lie. Too many flavors, you know, I got what you like. Don't start beefing with me, you won't win this fight. If you come in peace, keep your teeth intact. I got a plan to get this cake, come grab a stack. Life could be sweet, if you listen, you'll see. Food for action on a platter, served fresh by me. I'm serving knowledge on plates, got the recipe down. A blend of hustle and wisdom, that's my sound. I'm feeding the masses, no crumbs, full course. But if you bring nothing to the table, find the door. Stop acting like you got beef, it won't taste right. This flavor's reserved for those ready.
Okay, family, we are live. We are live. And once again, I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Hustlers 10-Minute a Day Challenge. Today is strong 50, day 4, and we are right at 15 minutes into today's challenge. So let's start peeling the curtain back, right? So we know what today is. Today is what we call Action Taken Thursday. So I hope that you are ready to take action. You had 3 other days out of the strong. And, you know, you got information, you learned some valuable skills, you've had the opportunity to have a mindset shift that can lead to and result in you gaining more success. So now today is the day that I actually ask you to start taking action. Now you could have did it on any other day. That's just whether or not you want to be proactive or not. If you've been with us for any amount of time, you know that this day is coming. And just like if you think about being in your school days, back in elementary school, back in high school, back in college, you did your courses, you had your professors, you had your teachers, you've gone week by week, understanding, you know, that you have to hustle, right? That you have to hustle. You have to keep that hustle hat on you. But you also knew that your professors had certain expectations of you. And that, you know, week by week, these expectations, they were going to be addressed and that you needed to be prepared. So the first week, you might not have known what to expect. The second week, you might say to yourself, hey, this might be a continuous pattern. The third week, you might say to yourself, okay, I see what they're doing. I see the consistency in their blueprint, in their formula. I know what to expect from them starting from Monday to Friday. Now it's on me to master and be able to jump ahead of what they're going to do, to meet them or beat them to the punch, so to speak. Now, as a teacher, as a coach, as a mentor, who wouldn't love to have, you know, their students excited and looking forward to what they have to offer? So excited that before they even get the words out of their mouths, their students are jumping and saying, hey, I got the answer. I'm ready. Let's go. That type of excitement, that type of energy transfers from one person to another. And then it forces both individuals, both groups, the coaches, the mentors, and the students. It forces them to become better. It forces them to want to strive and thrive to be the best version of themselves. Once when the teacher starts to see that the students are really engaged and interested, that's when they can say to themselves, hey, I've did my part on this particular level. Now it's time for me to kick it in to a whole other gear. I want to see what else can they handle. If they can be, as they say, faithful over the few, then can they be faithful over the many? So if they can deal with just a handful of tasks or simple instructions, such as, following the Hustlers 10-minute a day challenge, right? Which is laid out in this document. And it takes less than 10 minutes to do on a daily basis. And that's part of the reason why I give you that intro. So you get an additional 5 minutes. So on average, we usually do about a 15-minute intro. But it's not just to fill space. It's to give you the opportunity to jump ahead, to do what it is that you know you are expected to do. Take part in the challenge. Scroll through the document. Listen to the information, but at the same time, take action. Not just on Action Taken Thursday, but throughout the rest of the week. And once when you get into the habit of doing that, then it becomes part of your muscle memory. It becomes part of your DNA. It becomes a situation where even when Saturday and Sunday hits, this right here is something that's still in your arsenal. It's in your mindset. It's in your muscle memory. You might even wake up Saturday morning at 9 a.m. thinking, hey, it might be Friday, anticipating joining our live. And then you might say to yourself, oh, yeah, I remember it's, just Monday through Friday. But let me access the document anyway. And let me take the challenge. Let me do what's necessary. Let me access the tools that are available to me here, because this is not just a simple challenge. It's something that's designed to help me build my business ongoing. And my business need to be built 24/7, right? But there's ways that you can, leverage, build leverage systems so that you don't have to be working your business 24/7, but you can take part in a simple 10-minute a day challenge, right? Be able to put forth your 5% of the work, right? Because you still have to participate in your business. It's not going to be 100% automated. You're not going to be able to have AI do everything for you. You're still going to have to be that overseer. You're still going to have to make sure that the AI isn't doing something that, is out of whack. One day it's fine, the next day it's fine, and then the third day you don't check on it and it does something weird. And you've never even checked on it to see if it was doing the right thing. So you still have to be present in your business, and you still have to take actions on a daily basis. So today, I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of points. And one point is this: as we heard in the intro, how as we hear on a daily basis, hopefully you're paying attention to the news, you're looking at information, you're absorbing helpful information, and you're not just consuming BS online. The question is this: what if you have the opportunity to build a leverage system where you don't have to worry like so many of the Gen Z population are now worrying? Job security. Is my degree really worth it now? Did I get into 5-figure debt just to end up in a position where I just have a debt to pay back, and now I might not have a way of paying it off? Well, AI levels the playing field, but it can also destroy the playing field for people that don't take action and that don't know how to use AI to its benefit. So we want to make sure that you're trained and you're skilled enough to be able to use AI in a way that's productive, that gets the job done. And this challenge right here is one of the easiest, simplest ways to do it. So we have some very simple tools. Now, there's probably a lot of other advanced tools out there, things that, can do a whole lot more. But once again, you can't move to step 10 or level 10 if you aren't willing to master level 1. So right here, you see where it says access my GPT? Well, this personal GPT that I created is just for you. It's already customized to help you build your affiliate marketing business. So it has information built into it that will allow you to have more of a shortcut so that you don't have to, you know, specifically prompt the GPT in a way that, gets you the perfect answer. You can actually be a beginner and use this personal GPT, and it will give you more insight as to what you need to be doing so that you can go from step 1 to step 10 as smooth as possible. Now, besides, knowing what to do, you also need, some everyday tools that will allow you to be able to respond to people once when you've created whatever it is that you created and you start to share it and post it. Then you need to have that human factor after. You need to engage with people on a daily basis. So this particular link right here, where it says access the affiliate marketing commentator, this right here isn't another app. It's actually another document, a valuable document, and it has responses. So if you're the type of person that says to yourself, hey, what do I say in this particular situation? What type of responses can I use in order to respond to my audience? Well, if on a daily basis you access this particular document and you go over the responses, there's at least 500 responses. And kind of like how you studied in school. Once when you open up the book, you read something, you study your math work, you study whatever it is that you study. You get to the point, once again, where it starts to become part of your muscle memory. So the more you study this particular document right here, the easier it will be for you to be able to respond to just about any situation. If someone just says awesome, then your response can be, I'm I'm glad you enjoyed it. But what did you like best about it? What was so awesome about what I posted? What was your perspective about what I said? What part of this particular reel, touched you so much? So now you have a way to respond. You you start to respond a lot faster, and that cuts down your time. Whereas a lot of people, they'll see comments and they'll sit there and they'll look at it and they'll think for 30 seconds, a minute, a few minutes. They might even ignore the post altogether because they don't know exactly what to say. They'll look at the next response and they'll say, hey, well, what do I say to that? And they'll only just hit the like button. Yeah, that indicates to the person that left the comment that, yeah, you saw it and you liked it. But once again, they might be asking themselves the same questions. Well, what did you like about my particular comment? Why did you just like my comment and you didn't respond to it? And this right here can cause your audience to have a muscle memory reaction also. So it's kind of like having a conversation with somebody. They're talking, and you're just sitting there listening. And all you can do is nod your head. And then the next day they come to you, they have a conversation or they're trying to have a conversation with you, and your only response is to nod your head. After a while, that person's going to go away. They're going to say to themselves, there's really no point in me even telling this person or talking to this person about a situation because they never have any feedback for me. Their response is always just a simple head nod. I need to find somebody else to actually, share my opinions and my views with so that, I can have someone to engage with. I need someone to be able to go back and forth with me. I need someone to let me know that, yes, I hear you. And this is what I heard you say. And this is, my opinions, my views, and this is how you can possibly, you know, change the situation or enhance it, making it better, right? So the online world, once again, is just like the real life offline world. You need to be able to engage with people in order to make them feel human and in order for them to know that you are human and not just a head nodding robot, right? So the one other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is I want to pull up this presentation. There's one particular slide from this presentation that I created using, a popular app and something that once again I was just recently introduced to, but I see the great value in it. And if you don't know what I mean by that, then I want you to check out Monday's Live, where I kind of went in a little in depth and I gave you guys an amazing training. And I told you why this right here is so powerful. But I want to just focus on this particular slide right here. Because it says right here, AI levels the playing field completely. And it does. It does for a lot of people, but it destroys the playing field once again for a lot more people because they don't know what to do with it. So it says here, before AI, starting an online business meant hiring designers, writers, marketers, and developers. That cost thousands. Now, AI replaces every one of those roles for free or almost free. So there's a lot of free tools. Like one of my favorite tools is ChatGPT. I paid a monthly subscription for it because I do a lot with it. But you can actually use ChatGPT for free and you can get some things done with it. You can get some things, a lot of things done with it that the average person who doesn't use AI, they won't be able to get done because they won't even take action on this free tool. But it eliminates a lot of roles, as we've learned in our intro. But it also allows you to eliminate a lot of time constraints. So you don't have to be tied down to an office, a laptop. You don't have to be tied down to your job or your online business 24/7. The AI actually helps with that. So as it says right here, no skills, no problem. AI writes, designs, edits, and strategizes for you. It can do all of this, but you have to know how, once again, to communicate with it. You can't just ask AI one simple question and then once when it responds to you, you just do a simple head nod and say, yeah, do that. You have to actually engage, just like you would with the human. You have to go back and forth with it. You have to restate, reiterate, add to it, add to the conversation because it's like having a conversation. And if you're not great at communication and having a conversation with the human, then more than likely you won't be that great with having a conversation with the AI. Now, the one difference is this. With humans, we might be or might feel a little bit more restrained. A lot of people say, hey, I don't want everybody in my business. I don't want to tell people that I'm going through this particular situation. I'm going through this particular struggle. So I'll just tell that particular person, just a little bit, just enough of what I'm going through to get their opinion and what they would do or how I could correct it. But I'm not going to tell them the deep, dark things, the things that I think about, my fears, all of the other things that might really be the root cause of my problem. But with AI, you have the ability to speak to it in a way where you don't want to give it, too much personal information. You don't want to give it access to bank accounts and, all that other type of, security risk information. But you can talk to it as if it was a therapist. Tell it about your deepest, darkest struggles, the pains that you go through, the things that you see and you think about in your mind, because that helps the AI paint a better picture of who you are and what your needs are and how you should actually be addressing certain situations. So it does leave you with you know, the feeling of being more comfortable discussing what it is that you need to discuss with it because it's not a human, right? And you're not worried about that AI. That would be funny. But what if the AI could, they hear all your information, you talk to it, and then the AI is talking to another AI about your particular problem. That would be a good Black Mirror episode, right? But the AI is not running back telling another AI your information, which I know there's some people that might say, yes, it is. It's recording, it's sending it back to headquarters, everything that you say, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah. That probably is the case. They're recording it, but they're not doing it in a way where they're reporting it to your friends and to your family, and people are judging you behind your back And then once when you see them, they're looking at you like, I know something about you that you don't know that I know about you, right? So it eliminates that aspect. Now, next it says no budget, start anyway. Most powerful AI tools have free tiers to get you going. So, once again, ChatGPT, you have Claude, you have one of my other favorite, you know, AIs, is not necessarily considered a chat bot, but it's an overall system. It's an overall AI tool that's built into a lot of systems, and it's right here at the top. If you see this right here, it says Copilot. Copilot is becoming one of my favorite AI tools because it actually allows you to get up to date, current information without having to, stay on one page. Without, for example, opening up ChatGPT in one tab and then having to click a button for it to search the web. Now, it might search the web and do some good, do some good work and finding some information. But Copilot, like right now, for example, I'm on this document, this presentation page. If I click Copilot, Copilot actually recognizes that I'm on this particular page. And it knows that I'm on this particular page, and it's going to be able to respond to me and give me information based off of the page that I'm on. It also knows that I have about 15 other tabs open. So it's going to be able to help me pull information from those other tabs. So if I'm looking at multiple things and they're all related, I could say, hey, based off of all the tabs that I have open, what would be the best way that I can optimize my time in order to build my business? What pages do I have open now that really isn't of benefit to me? And what pages should I be focusing on? Copilot, being able to see the pages that I'm on, will be able to tell me the answer. Whereas ChatGPT, it doesn't know what page I'm looking at. It wouldn't be able to give me the same responses. So Copilot has a unbelievable, you know, uh, benefit. It has one of those things that, you know, you won't find in a lot of other AI. And that right there makes it or separates it from the rest of the pack. And then look at this last point. No time, automated. AI works 24/7 so you don't have to grind every hour. That's right. You can implement automation tools. You can create your own AI agents that is literally doing the work for you overnight while you sleep. So whether it's creating a presentation, whether it's posting, updating emails, responding, all of these things that would take you a lot of time to do, AI, it it really doesn't have any time restrictions. It doesn't call out of work, or I would say 99.9% of the time, AI doesn't call out of work. And I say that because of this. Now, the page might have reloaded, so it might have refreshed some information, but I did see a particular article that talked about OpenAI. And as I stated, more than likely it did refresh. So it's not there any longer, right? But what the article actually said was OpenAI actually had, a hiccup. So there was something that was just released when it comes to integrating ChatGPT with a particular program, and ChatGPT actually went down for a second, or it's slowed down. So in cases like that, nothing's ever perfect. Nothing's 100% perfect, but 99.9% of the time, it can work and be there for you 24/7. Now, I see different things here, different things are catching my eye, stuff that I want to, check out. But as you can see here, an hour ago, and it says right here, curated by Copilot. Hmm. AI source that is becoming one of my favorite sources, right? And like I said, Copilot loves up-to-date information. It loves presenting you with factual information, not those type of, it does less hallucinating than AI regular tools, right? Because it likes to pull from real life information, newsworthy information that it can actually source. So it says curated by Copilot an hour ago. Claude Opus 4.8 leak and GPT 5.6 test intensify AI race. So they're making these updates with the AI systems, and these updates are intended for you to become more productive. And even though these little, leaps, you go from point 4.7 to 4.8, and then with GPT, we're currently at 5.5. But to go from 5.5 to 5.6, they might seem like little small, minuscule updates, but they're doing what we call in our industry of online marketing split testing. Split testing is a big factor. It's working out different things, scenarios. It's looking at what works, what's currently being optimized in, let's say, the 5.5 version, how the 5.5 version was supposed to talk less and, get more to the point than the 5.4 version, because it was split testing, was finding out what does people like, what do people like about this version and what don't they like. Do they like more conversational style? Do they like the AI to ramble on? Do they like longer pieces of information or shorter pieces of response information? So they're doing their tests, right? As it says here, test, intensify AI race. So of course, once when, let's say, Claude gets to that 5.0, and then ChatGPT gets to the 6.0, those should be somewhat of major advances. That's when all of the tests, all of the testing between the point ones, twos, six, and everything else, they start to optimize and say, hey, this is the best of each one of these versions, and this is how we can improve for the version 6 or the version 5 of these particular platforms. And that is all helpful for you. It helps you be able to take better actions in your daily life and business, more importantly. So, as it says here, this is why AI wins for beginners, because AI levels the playing field completely. And today on Action Taking Thursday, I want you to take action on this knowledge, knowing that you have access to all the tools that you need in order to automate and get a lot of things done for yourself. But also, I want to share with you the opportunity to join us live today. So I had to go back to one of my other favorite places, and this is directly linked to where? Directly linked to the most valuable document in all of online marketing, right? And you get access to that page I was just on by clicking what I consider to be the second line in the most valuable document, right? The grab your mega link right there, which gives you access to your foundational skills. It gives you access to ongoing training, coaching, and mentoring. It gives you access to an overall community that's being built with like-minded people that are all going through similar struggles as you, people that you can communicate with and learn from, people that are using AI tools and, you know, people that aren't using AI tools and they're learning about various things that they should be using, right? So this is your overall hub. This is where you need to be. So as it says, coming up today, live at 2 p.m. EST time, it says a world first, exclusive AI that grows a brand new business for you. I even want it. Now that's directly from my business partner, Mr. Wayne Crow. Now he likes AI to an extent, but he doesn't fully trust in AI or believe in AI to the extent that he's willing to, let it take over everything. Now that's a good thing, because when you're a skilled professional and you know what you know about what you know, then you know that you're an expert and that you've gotten massive results based on your personal knowledge, your personal implementation of what it is that you do. So it's kind of hard to really say I'm gonna allow this AI to do it, because yes, AI is great, but it still doesn't have that human element that's needed to do that other 5%, to be able to communicate on a human level, to be able to, you know, give you that real feeling, that back and forth. Like if I was to just do the intro, the 15-minute intro, and I let the AI do everything and then I just end the live, that's powerful. That's great. It's giving you the information, but then you'll be missing out on the human aspect. The human aspect of seeing a live person like myself talk to you, give you information that's based off of my personal experience, things that I've been through, and giving you the ability to communicate with someone on a human level. So we still need that. And that's why we continue to bring it to you on a daily basis. But let's read a little bit more into what this is going to be about. So it says this Thursday at 7 p.m. UK and 2 p.m. EST time, Barry Plasko and Itamar Shaffer join Wayne live to walk OLSP members through a world first piece of AI. The kind that does not just help you build a business, it builds the business for you. Be in the room. That sounds very interesting. It's an AI. It's a tool. It's a system. It's something that can build the business for you. Now, if you're looking to have things as automated as possible, this right here looks like it's going to be the live training for you. And that'll be happening in a matter of 4 hours and about 10 minutes. So if you want access to that particular live, I want you to comment hustle. And I'll also, I'll have the link to the most valuable document as usual in the description of this video. So all you have to do is click this link, get started with us, and you'll be able to join all of our live trainings and be able to get access to other exclusive trainings that we have to offer within our system. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's live. I hope it's giving you a reason to take action. I hope you're excited, motivated, and willing to do the things necessary in order to make the rest of your life the best of your life. And with that, we're going to close out. And I hope you guys have enjoyed once again as I pull up our closer. And I look forward to seeing you guys in tomorrow's live. Have a great rest of your day.
Ah.
woke up to silence, dreams still heavy. Phone screen dry, but my vision stays steady. Mama said, baby, that job ain't your lane. But I clocked in anyway, chasing someone else's gain. That got me dancing with denial at night. Scrolling for hope, but it's hidden from sight. 10 minutes a day, sounded small at first. But in silence, even whispers can quench a thirst. Notebook in hand, wrote my future in ink. Mapped out my mission before I started to sink. Every post was a prayer, every share had weight. I wasn't selling a link, I was shifting fate. I found my rhythm in the quietest place, where hustle meant healing and grind meant grace. From the corner of doubt, I carved my space. Legacy ain't loud, but it wins the race. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create, etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day, turned into legacy. People laugh, said she doing too much. Till my PayPal pinged, and they changed up the touch. No big brand, no six-figure crew, just a mic, some lyrics, and a dream that grew. Tired of waiting for the gatekeeper's call, so I built my own stage, held my own hall. Suno on deck, that's the beat in my chest. GPT spitting like I'm born to impress. Said I'd never make it, cool, noted. But now my bars turn pain into coated. From broken to branded, I ain't asked for fame, I asked for freedom, and I claim my name now. Hustle berry on loop like healing chance, for the girls who grew up with limited chance. This is more than a challenge, it's breaking the chain. Cause 10 minutes a day rewired my brain. 10 minutes a day, brick by brick, built from the bottom, now the vision stick. No hype, no cap, just clarity. This ain't just income, it's legacy. Every click, every song I create, etches my name where they can't erase. You can doubt, but you gon' see. 10 minutes a day, turned into legacy. Now my daughter sees me different, eyes full of fire. She said, Ma, your words lift me higher. This ain't a hustle, it's a heart-led path, where math meets message and message meets math. Community over clicks, value over hype. I ain't here to trend, I'm here to type blueprints for the ones still stuck in fear. Let them borrow my belief till their purpose clear. Haters still quiet, but I'm loud with grace. Posting in peace, not a mask on my face. Every bar I drop, every beat